Alright, now the fun part begins. Now we get to start making our transitions. But before we do that, cut this 1 inch. So when we put our piece on here, this is actually going to fold out a little bit. So we'll do that one there. Same thing back here. Now this little seam we're not going to really worry about because it will get covered up. So we're just going to kind of go up a little bit with it. Like so. Take our S-lock like that. Now y'all gotta pardon me because you gotta excuse some of this stuff. It is definitely getting late for me, but I gotta get these out the way. So let's see what we're doing here. Kind of something like that. I know it's not as pretty as what it should be, but we will make it work. I promise. It'll look just like gold when we're done. I know it looks like hell right this second, but it'll look good when we're done. Cross brake right there is getting in our way. So we got that. Now what we're going to do with that is we're going to attach our S-lock here, like that. We're going to mark it. So we're marking it like that. Cut it. Got it cut. Now remember, your S part got to go out like so. And we'll get this one over here. Just like so. And then as that comes up, it'll slide right into there. Same thing with the back. Here comes the fun part. So we want to get our measurement. We want to be at 15.5 there. 15.5 from there to there. And then we want to measure from right here to there. So that is 8.25. We need a piece like that, like that. It's going to be straight on one side. And it's going to be angled down like that. 15.5 to there. So it's 15.5 at the bottom. And then let's see what it is at the top. 14 inches. So 14 inches. Okay. From here to here. Let's do 8 and 1/8. Okay, then we're going to add 1 inch here, right there. And we're going to add 1 inch there, so that'll be 10 1/8. Okay, and then we're going to add 1 inch here, and add 1 inch there. And that'll be 17.5. So 17.5. And the reason we're adding an extra inch is because we're going to have to make a fold here and make a fold here. So that's our measurement for the front. Now we have to do our measurement for the side first, because the side will have a 1 inch lip back here, but it's going to be raw here. So we got to put the side in first, and then we're going to put the front on. And then when we do that, this little flange that's here, the little lip that goes at a 90 here will slide into the side piece. Same thing here. So the side gets cut first, then the front gets cut. So let's measure it. At the top it's 18. So at the top it's 18, and it's flat on the back and longer at the bottom. So 18, and let's see what the bottom is. Bottom is 24. 24 inches at the bottom. And let's see what it is from here to here. Let's do 6 1/8. So 6 1/8. So we need an inch at the top, an inch at the bottom. So we need to make it 8 1/8. Okay, and then we need to make it at the bottom 25 and 19. Because remember, we got to put a flange on the back side. So let's get that laid out, and we'll put it in first, and then we'll lay the front part out. All right, so we're ready to cut our first piece out of our transition. That's going to be the end up front. So what you want to do is you want to cut it off like so, and then you cut your corners. It's a little 45 like that, a little 45 like that, a little 45 like that. It's not even really 45, but it's close enough. So now, let's find something to cross break this on. Because you know I like to cross. Let's try to cross break this here. I got a piece of wood, so you can see that. Hold it in place. Use your hand. Y'all seen me do this before, like that. And then that gets that out of the 1 inch, come down about an inch. Not the best thing. So anyway, that's where it's been. All right. So you see, we have the one black line right there. That's going to get folded in like this, and folded in like that. Okay. Then this is going to be our bottom piece right there. So we're actually going to fold it out. All right. So this is going to be our bottom piece here. So we're going to fold it out like so. Work it a little at a time. Don't try to do it all at one time, because if you do, it's going to be ugly. And now we're on our finishing part, and you want it not to be ugly, because you want people to admire your stuff. Although most people won't care, they can just go down there and they see it, they'll walk by it when they're doing their laundry, that kind of stuff, and not even give it a second thought. And you can't see it from your house, so what does it really matter? But you know, if one's sitting right next to it, then you want people to know that hey, that guy looks like he really cared. So remember, this is going to set at an angle. So let's just kind of do it just a little bit like that. And actually, since it's going to be setting at an angle, we need to bend that piece back down a little bit. Like that. Like that. Now let's go over here and see if it fits. Alright, the one thing we did not do is we did not put a piece of S-lock right there. So that's what we're going to do now. Who needs a tape measure? You can just hold it up there. Stick those in my pocket. Now we're going to have to open that up just a little bit because it just will not fit in there. That's alright. That's alright. We got it under control. Because we are the people with the plan. Okay? So that's on there. Let's see if this fits now. You gotta stick the end in there, in the S-lock. You gotta stick that in the corner, in the S-lock first, this corner. Stick it in there first. And then go up with that S-lock. You gotta find it. Okay. Get in there like that. Beat on it a little bit. Okay. Now our pack measurement was off just a little bit. It's off just a tad. Maybe that's because we didn't get it flush back there. So that's alright. What we'll do is we'll just trim it up just a little bit. Make it 7/8 instead of 1 full inch. But once again, it's okay because you're in charge of this little ordeal. And who really cares? You know what I mean? Because once it gets all taped up, sealed up, and it is late here, so maybe I should have waited a little longer, but I didn't. So let's take that S back off, put it back on here, like that. Okay, now we got that. Get our drill, some screws, and let's have some fun. Alright, so we're flush in the back now. Alright, so we got that. Now the rest of it is all gold. Like so. Like so. We're golden. Alright. So, there you go. And then once we get the bottom in, we'll take and we'll screw that kind of stuff together. Alright, so I've already taken the liberty of putting the S-locks on. So now what we got to do is get our measurement for the front. We've done the back. Now we're going to do the front. So what we do is start off here, and we've got 14 inches. So 14 inches. So we know we're going to be narrower at the top than we are at the bottom. So it's going to be flat on the right hand side, and it's going to flare out a little bit on the left. So that's 14 inches there. Then at the bottom we've got around 15 and let's do 15 and a quarter. 15 and a quarter. 15 and a quarter. Got the 15 and a quarter. And then let's get our measurement to the bottom of the S-lock, and it is, make sure it's up all the way. Should have done the bottom first, but it's alright. And that'd be 8 and a quarter. 8 and a quarter. And then we want to do an inch at the top. So that's 9 and a quarter. Alright. So then we want to do 7/8 at the bottom. So that would be 10 and an eighth. Our total measurement. 10 and an eighth. So, and then we want to put a flange here on each side, like that. And the reason why is because we want to go into the S-locks. S-lock at the top, and the front here is only 7/8. It's not an inch, so that's how I got my 7/8 at the bottom. So, so now we gotta make a total piece of 15, 16 and a quarter, 17 and a quarter by 16 at the top. But remember, we're going to be flat on one side. So let me get that measured up and laid out. Alright, as you can see, I got that piece cut. And there's our flared edge over on this side over here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cut these corners out right there. So, alright, so got it cross broke. What we're going to do now is bend our edges over, bend our little flanges over like that. Nothing's changed in that aspect. Fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it. Alright, so remember, we're flat on that side and we're flared out on that side. So this one's going to come out 7/8, remember? So now I don't exactly know what the angle is, but it's not going to be a 90. So we're going to leave that like that, and then we're going to fold this one out, because see, it's going up in an angle, so we need to bring it out. So we're going to fold it a little bit like that, and then that's going to be not really going to be that bad. Just stick that in there like that. This is always the hardest one, just because so what we're going to actually do is going to fold it out a little bit like that. Since this side flares out a lot, this one's a little harder to get into. That's alright, you just work it. You'll get it. Just work it. Don't worry about it. Just stick your hand under there if you have to. See? It goes like that. You got to get that corner in over there, like that. We messed up a little bit because this bottom corner is at such a low angle. I knew that was going to happen. I don't know why I didn't take care of that to begin with. We got to cut these out just a little bit because of the angle. See, like that. Same thing over here. Cut it out because of the angle. So, there you go. Now we get to do it again. No big deal. Who's doing this anyway? Stick that in there like that. Make sure it goes in the head slot so now you can't see me. So, make sure it goes in the head slot like that. Like that. Just like that. So then what you do, push it in as far as you can, get a couple of screws, work this in first. Like that. Pound that in there really good. Like so. And then when you're drilling it, kind of get your drill at an angle, kind of. That way it will push it that way. Okay, so that's the top part, and now we get to do the bottom part. Now the bottom is going to be kind of a mirror image of what we did on the top. Alright, so it's all built. Let you get a close-up of it. See how it looks like that. And on the side over here. So it looks a lot better than what that flat piece was. See, the reason for doing the transition is now all your airflow can come out of the ductwork and use the entire filter. You can see how it kind of flares out a little bit on the side, like that. This is why I got the 14 by 18 duct. Looks good to me. Cross broke.